I wanted another versatile piece, but especially one that I could use primarily in the office as things have started to get back to normal. I wanted to have at least one premium watch for each wearing occasion around which I've built my collection. Generally work, weekends, travel, and beach. While doing some due diligence and studying how the new piece would fit my current collection, the Omega Globemaster was surprisingly the one that stood out. I set my budget on the sub $10,000 range and the hunt began. After months of looking at what would best complement my current collection, I finally decided on one of the most underappreciated pieces from Omega, the Globemaster, in a stunning blue dial. While not a perfect watch, it ticked a lot of boxes on my list. First, a maximum of 40mm in size for elegance but having good wrist presence and comfort. Check. 39mm in diameter, a lug-to-lug short of 47mm with a thickness of just under 13mm. Second, an everyday piece leaning towards the dressy side. Check. A great fit for an office watch that exudes a dressy vibe with that coin-edged tungsten bezel that creates great light play. The pie pan is accentuated best by this dial color in my opinion. It is dashing but not too overwhelming to look at. It is also a piece that can be dressed up even more by switching to a leather strap. Keeping it on the bracelet makes it a go-anywhere, do-anything timepiece, even for more vigorous activities thanks to its solid construction, robust movement, and its 100-meter water resistance. Third, elegant but not in-your-face flashy. Check. The satin finish on the case and bracelet makes it more subdued, but its elegance still manifests when the light catches the dial, the bezel, and the small angled bevels on the case flanks. Fourth, modern advanced movement. Check. I think that this is the first watch from Omega to be certified by Metas, earning its master chronometer status as well as showcasing its amagnetic properties. The movement is also very nicely decorated. As I mentioned, it is not a perfect watch. I don't think there's any. And if you ask me what improvements I would have wanted to see, here are some. First, micro adjustments. The Globemaster unfortunately does not have them. It took several takes to find the right fit for me, and I had to adjust it more on the loose side in case the wrist expands on a hot day. Second, bracelet tapering. I would have preferred the bracelet to taper even just a little bit to make it more elegant looking. Why the Globemaster does not get the adulation it deserves, I am not sure. At this price range, most people would get the Datejust if they could in today's market. I did have an all-steel Datejust 41 126-300 that I traded for something else. While I appreciated it for what it was, it did bore me quite a bit. I find this Omega infinitely more interesting. I was considering a fluted DJ41 in a Jubilee bracelet, but that would probably be too blingy for an office watch, while the 36mm would be too small for my wrists. Besides, I am one of those who is not willing to buy above SRP. You may ask, was this a purchase that would only temporarily scratch the itch and would I eventually still want a DJ? At this point, I don't think so. I like how the Globemaster is still more conservative with less in-your-face bling. Perhaps when I get a DJ in the future, a two-tone would make more sense, used in the right occasions where more bling is justified, just not at the office. Besides, I already have two crowns in the collection, and I would prefer to keep it diverse. So how do I feel after owning this piece for a couple of months? I don't think I am in the honeymoon phase anymore, since I do wear my watches in rotation, and although this gets its fair share of wrist time since I'm in the office a lot more these days, it does not dominate. I feel like it perfectly complements the way I dress in the office, which is business to business casual. Although it is often hidden beneath the cuff of a shirt, when it does come out, it does not scream for attention but would surely catch the eye of those who know. As an everyday wearer, it goes toe-to-toe with my Explorer. It is one that I can grab as a default without much thought and would work in most occasions. Aside from the office where it gets the most wrist time, I've worn this in the park with my kids and on weekend dinners out with friends. It has not disappointed. I'm excited to try this on with a leather strap for more formal occasions. I also love the fact that it is not one of the more popular models from Omega. If an enthusiast sees it and asks me about it, it can be a great conversation starter. I can imagine how that would go. What made you get this over a Speedy, for example? On the sentimental side, luxury watches were aspirational items for me not so long ago. Yet through hard work and dedication, I eventually found myself being able to afford them. As with any watch collection, mine can be both modest and aspirational depending on who you ask. My Globemaster tells me that I should oftentimes stop and appreciate the blessings bestowed upon me in my life: family, health, career, relationships, but at the same time, never stop striving to reach my full potential. Such is also true in this crazy hobby of ours. Appreciate what you have for what it reminds you of today, while striving, aspiring for even better things in the future.